What is cracking with you people? Anansi here and welcome back to the Jade Empire. In the last one, we went on a rather extensive singular side quest just because of all the talking I did. Go figure, I like to run my mouth. To get some proper medicine for Kiamen so we could participate in Smiley Mountain's special exercise in order for us to receive the Alloyed Body. The Alloyed Body is Smiley Mountain's ultimate series of exercises designed to offset some of the weaknesses the corpulent trainer saw in the exercises he developed earlier in his career. Practicing these holistic exercises strengthens both health and focus, and yet he didn't have one to increase your chi. I wonder why. Other than that, we also learned as we returned from the bandit raid, that apparently Gao the Lesser has been trying to claim credit for our accomplishments, or at the very least trying to make it sound as if he did more work than anybody else. Well, we haven't talked to him, so let's see what he has to say.
Well, it seems you have everyone on your side again. Hero of the village as well as the school.
It is a well-earned accolade. We should all be proud.
I'm not sure why. Such vermin are barely a threat. I beat a couple of those fools as well, just not the swarm on the beach.
So we have a couple of moves here. It's like, why didn't you have your men help? I found them drunk after the attack, or they were a threat to the village, I was happy to help, or why didn't you help against the bulk of them? Did you run? Or I gained status from it, perhaps you need to learn the value of respect. So this one's a smart act response. This one is kind of like, calling them out. This one is one, and here's a few. So let's start off with this one, because I think this one's a little bit more appropriate, at least for right now.
They deserved a chance to celebrate, in my opinion, so I left them with a few silvers with which to enjoy themselves. They took down a bandit who dared try to circle around me. That's the kind of support I need. Men who watch my back, but don't get in my way. Besides, what's a few bandits to one of my skill? Hardly worth the time.
Okay, and that's his response. That 3 guys took out 1 bandit. 3 guys took out 1 bandit. Okay, so now we're gonna go down to this one because I gained status from it. Perhaps you need to learn the value of respect.
I don't need the respect of the weak. If they cannot protect themselves, what good are they to me? An endless, foolish road to go down. There are always victims, always weaklings. You could live 1,000 lives and still someone would be begging for your help.
Smiley Mountain was right. You have the temper of a child. This from someone nobody wants help from. You are barely welcome here at all. Or, the weak today may be strong tomorrow. I invest so I may reap. So there are a couple of things you can go here. You can pretty much call him out for being a kid. You could also be ambivalent and have be like, oh yeah, I do this today so I can get something out of it. Let's go ahead and all these are really good. I don't really know which one I want to pick. Let's go with this one because honestly I just like calling him out for being a kid. Smiley Mountain was right. You have the temper of a child.
Is that what that fat carp said? I suppose he said that I'm on the wrong path, or don't know the way. Garbage, all of it. I surpassed his ability long ago. He's jealous, like the rest of you. You'll all see what I'm capable of soon enough. I'm done with you. Go talk to your precious master. Training will not resume until he has met with you.
Alright, so there you go. That's how you can interact with Gao in this section, and I do appreciate the ability to talk to him and pretty much call him out for having his men be drunk. By the way, if you don't encounter his men, you don't get that dialogue option. You can actually miss that fight in the last episode. So let's go ahead and talk to Master Lee.
Ah, you are back. I hope this unfortunate matter with the bandits has not caused undue stress. Some good people were lost, but many were saved. It means, however, that I must accelerate your training. These invaders discovered us by accident, but as you likely suspect, they are related to your destiny. You have trained hard and are ready. You will have a pivotal role in some great events, my student, after you return from the Spirit Cave.
I object!
Gao, what is the meaning of this intrusion?
Your pet student is not the only one who fought those outlaws. Perhaps I did not stand in their midst on the beach like a fool, but I did my part. If you spent less time coddling him, you would have many promising students instead of one.
You get no. Here's a funny one. Like, no one is denying your skill, Gal. Pretty much everybody is. So, I can either be take the high path, or I can say cry somewhere else. I am simply better than you. Oh man, it is man, some of this stuff is just savage. And honestly, I'm gonna go with this one, even though it does make me seem like kind of a jerk, but I think he really needs to hear this one.
This is not a matter that can be decided by effort, Gao. There are things at play that you do not understand.
I understand that this student has received preferential treatment, and I have suffered for it. Whatever is in this spirit cave, I am worthy of facing it too. If he is truly better than me, let him prove it. I challenge him.
If that is what you wish, I will accept. Or you can challenge. You can call it a challenge, but my victory will be easy. So, yeah, since I don't like bullies, let's go ahead and do this one. You can call it a challenge, but my victory will be easy.
I will not have you brawling in the street. If this must happen, it will happen in the ring, as a proper test of your abilities. Gao, you are restricted to styles that I have taught. I know the dark tutoring your father, Gao the Greater, has imparted, but I won't have any such sorcery here.
Hobbled before I begin. Of course. How else would your precious protege win?
My student, I do not trust Gao to fight honorably. Consider your attacks carefully. Prepare yourself and return when you are ready.
We've pretty much done everything we can at this point, so I am ready now. Wait, before we do that, let's do this real quick. I want to ask about this cave and the bandit leader.
I will explain what I can after we have dealt with Gao's interruption. I don't want to confuse matters. Trust that I am right.
Very well, I am ready now. Let's begin.
Then let the fighters meet in the arena. Fighters, are you ready? This challenge will continue until one of you is incapacitated. This is not a practice bout. Injury is a possibility.
A possibility? I think it is more than likely.
Master, are you certain this is appropriate?
They have a dispute, and this is the only way to settle it with certainty. It will be an honorable contest. I have restricted Gao from using his father's sorcery.
I said you would regret getting in my way.
Fighters, begin!
Legendary
And here we are. It all comes down to this. Dealing with Gao the Lesser and a bout here. Is it that Focus? Go ahead and just do this here. Focus pretty much makes some of these fights very much an easy thing to take care of.
Legendary strike.
My B button does not seem to be working. I might have to swap my controller after this. So now I'm even more hobbled. Now I can't do what I usually do. And there we go. Was odd. So yeah, I find it interesting that Gao is mad that he can't use whatever teaching his dad imparted upon him. But it's like, if you're trying to prove you're better than me, wouldn't it make more sense to prove you're better than me by, you know, using the same teachings that we're all supposed to be good at, rather than trying to bring in stuff from outside of the academy? Which it really does just go to show just how much he's pretty much in the whole I will do whatever it takes to win camp. There you go. It also helps to mention that, you know, Gao's obviously the way of the closed fist, but he's very clearly the embodiment of the generic side. Well, what you would think the way the closed fist entails, you know, selfishness, just generally being up your own tail. One of those situations. But you also see that he does, at least in some aspects, show off what Smiling Mountain was talking about with regards to the way the closed fist not actually being about good or evil. It's more or less just how you go about living your life. He pretty much says it straight up. It's like, I could, you know, there's going to be weak people all the time. You could sit up here and try to fight them, but you're not going to be able to. Well, fighting could be able to save, but you're not going to be able to. So why bother? And anyway,
it is done. The challenge has concluded, and the winner is clear.
No! I'm not finished!
Gao, I have made enough concessions to you today. I thought I could guide you away from your corrupted path, but you are too much the son of Gao the Greater. You are no longer welcome among my students, and your father's house shall have no more business here, despite his influence.
I was not beaten! Not by this peasant!
You were defeated by your own foolish ambition and predictable temper. I will speak with you in my chambers about your expulsion. Go now. Everyone, this challenge is concluded. I'm sure the victor would appreciate your congratulations. They are well earned. Enjoy the words of your fellows. I will wait in the main hall, where we will discuss the spirit cave. Be certain you are ready when you come to me. Your life is about to change.
That was exciting. I'm glad you are safe. I knew you would be. Your skill is unmatched. Even Gao had to see that. I suppose that's what set him off. I hope he isn't allowed to stay. Punishment just makes him worse. Master Li has bent like a willow to accommodate him and his sorcerer's father.
Master Li does what he must. He is our master. Master Li does a lot of confusing things, or Master Li's a fool. I can't wait to leave. I think, honestly, if it were me, I would do this. Master Li does a lot of confusing things.
Yes, he does. I didn't want to say, but, well, I guess that's why we aren't the master and he is. He must be thinking of bigger things. It scares me sometimes, all this talk of troubled spirits. I didn't ask to be a part of it. As much as you want to know more, I doubt you had a say in your fate either. I'm sorry, this is supposed to be a happy time. You've proven your ability and Master Li is waiting for you. You should go to him.
Now, at this point, if you haven't done any of the side missions yet, you can still indulge in them. You can still do them. You actually still have a lot of time to do a lot of the side missions. I usually get them out the way early. We still need to get the rest of Smiling Mountain's techniques, and we already have one. We need roughly. We can get one more. We're going to need another 500 silver, and I think we should get that pretty soon. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk to our students and see what they have to say about this event, because everybody was watching that fight.
Gao was a fool for challenging you. Oh, he's good, but you've always been stronger. He just wouldn't admit it to himself. Thing is, your prize is going into the cavern beneath the school. To hear Lin tell it, that place is going to challenge even you.
What do you know about the cavern? Or better yet, what does she say about it?
I hate repeating stories that aren't my own. Lin has no such qualms, so go ask her about the cavern.
Okay then, Smiling Mountain.
Gao's actions were foolish. He knew he could not beat you fairly, and so he chose to catch you by surprise. Is there anything you need? Perhaps a training session with some of the students. It would do them good.
No, we're pretty good for right now.
Goodbye.
So we're pretty much good for right now. Let's talk to Kiamen.
You fought well, and the record is yours. I'm happy for you and couldn't care less about the record. It was just good to fight again and feel no pain. I'm a bit tender right now, but that's to be expected. I should be in much better shape before long. This day has been full for you, and you still have the cavern to face. If you listen to Lin parroting the villagers' stories, that place has a dark past, but I'm sure Master Li wouldn't send you into unreasonable danger. What can I do for you?
Okay, so I guess we didn't talk to her after we took care of the challenge. So there's not much else to get from her.
Goodbye.
Really, all this is just flavor text. I just figure it's nice to show it off, at least see what everyone has to say about the situation.
Master Li once asked me not to use the style I learned in the Imperial City. It was a fair request, so I agreed. Gao should have known better than to use a forbidden style. What can I do to help you?
Man, one thing I agree with winning. Excuse me. We can spar with him. Let's see what he has to say.
It would be an honor. Are you sure you have time?
I could always use the practice. Let's begin.
Excellent. Let's find a quieter spot to spar. Once we're finished, I'll have to return here and continue my meditations.
It's important to get as many of these sparring matches out of the way as you can to get some extra experience. But yeah, I agree with Win here. It's like my whole thing is like if you're going to come to another school to learn something, and the teacher asks you to not use a style you learned elsewhere, I think it's only fair that you honor that request. For the sheer fact that I think what they're trying to do is trying to make sure that you get the basics down of what they're trying to teach before you try to mix it in with what you already know. And I think that's a fair request. Let's see. So here's Lin. We'll talk to Lin last. Oh yeah, she is last. Okay, here we go. Lin, what's up?
Gao is a fool to cheat. Our teacher is a kind man, but he is not soft and doesn't tolerate that kind of thing. You'll face worse things than Gao in the cavern if what I've heard is right. I hope you're ready. What do you need from me?
So, do you know anything about the cavern beneath the school?
No one really knows anything about that cavern, except that Master Li has strictly forbidden us to go in there. He has always said that it is a place of final testing. I hear whispered rumors that there's something horrible down there. I even asked around town, and there's old stories of masters before ours sending students into that cavern, and the students never finding their way out.
Dang! Do you know what this horrible thing? Do you know what this horrible thing is supposed to be?
I don't have a clue, but I don't envy you having to go down there. Then again, you are the strongest of us, as we're so often reminded, so you'll be fine.
What did you learn about the cavern?
This is all rumor, mostly gossip from the people in Two Rivers. As I said, no one really knows what's down there. Well, no one but you, once you tell Master Li you're ready.
Well, I guess goodbye for now.
Leaving so soon? Oh well, back to my training.
So yeah, we pretty much got everything to know that this cavern thing, whatever Master Li's trying to send us down, is pretty dangerous. So let's hear from the horse's mouth himself.
Ah, there you are. Have you finished all your business with your fellow students? I expect our next conversation to change a great many things. You should be ready.
Yes, Master, I am ready.
Wait outside, Gao. I will finish with you later. Now, my student, there are many things ahead that you must discover about yourself. I trust you know the importance of your destiny.
I am listening. What's the next step? How would I know? You tell me nothing. Does that have something to do with the bandit assassin? Once again, I'm trying to play a more intuitive character rather than just holier than thou or just straight up in your faith brawler. So if there's ever an option where I'm going to go where I can be more intuitive or or have it be where it's like, I kind of get what's going on, but I need a little bit more information. I'm going to go with that one. So, does it have something to do with the bandit assassin?
You are an orphan, but you were not abandoned. You were rescued from the Temple of Dirge in the land of howling spirits. You were orphaned by violent action. I take responsibility for it. You see, I used to be more than a humble teacher. To learn of yourself, you must learn more of me. I was once leader of the Imperial Army. I was known as Sun Li, the glorious strategist. I am the brother of Emperor Sun Hai.
Say, Master, you've never said anything about this, or why would I believe that? It's too incredible.
I will tell you more, but first, we have an uninvited visitor. Gao never could keep his ears to himself, especially when angry. So predictable. He's heard as much as I wanted him to. Perhaps it will give him a little perspective. He should respect even the most humble person, because who knows what lies within? That includes you and me both.
Why hide that you're the Emperor's brother, or I'm not sure I believe you are the Emperor's brother? Like, it's like, let's be honest here. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead with this one. It's like, I'm not sure I believe you're the Emperor's brother, because let's be honest, it's kind of a ridiculous thing to just up and claim, especially in supposedly a time and age where there's no Twitter. I'm not sure I believe you're the Emperor's brother.
I've hid it well, along with my shame. He seized your homeland during the long drought. It was an aggressive change in the Empire that would soon bring Death's Hand to power. I withdrew my support and tried to rally your people against the siege I had helped plan. A doomed effort. Many died on both sides. Sun Qin, another brother, also fell. Listen, I will tell you how you came into my care.
Come with me. No, this is my fight. Go!
Your people were killed. I am haunted by it, and now the world may join me. The assassin on the beach was a Lotus assassin, a minion of Death's Hand. More will come.
So now we have a litany of questions. So let's go ahead and get some of these out the way. Can you tell me anything about my people?
Most in the Empire know nothing of the land of howling spirits. I found its people to be honorable, but I can't tell you more than that. There was no time to learn more.
So you mash through the A button, you're going to get this prompt where you will pretty much lose a lot of the ability to do this, to get more information, which I understand why they did it for people who just want to advance and get to the main gameplay, but if you're playing an RPG, you're playing it to get some story, to get some background, some lore, so let's keep moving on. Who is Death's Hand?
He is the right hand of the Emperor, and rules the Lotus Assassins in place of Prince Sun Qin, who was killed at Dirge, a death he may have orchestrated. He shows no hesitation, and gave no thought to the lives of those we faced. His influence poisons the Emperor. I have no doubt he is utterly evil. I have never faced him, but I know of no one living who has. A dark energy sustains him. That is the armor of a man who has no remorse, no pity.
That tells you right there in the last cutscene, Sun Hai is the Emperor. He looks like the Emperor from Mulan, let's be honest here. That's the best way to kind of describe what he's dressed as. And the guy with the gigantic sword, that must have been the brother Sun Qin, and Death's Hand must have been the man in the black armor. So, we already know, just by looking at him, he is a very intimidating individual. How many brothers are in the how many brothers are in the Emperor's family?
There were 3. Emperor Sun Hai, Prince Sun Qin, the Hand of Heaven, and myself, Sun Li, the glorious strategist. Age decided our place in the order of things. Sun Hai was the eldest and therefore Emperor. I was next and was head of the army. Sun Qin was the youngest and leader of the monastic order.
So that pretty much tells you, it tells you order thing. So one is one rules the land. Li controlled the empire, and it sounds like Sun Qin was the spiritual advisor, if what I'm understanding is correct about the monastic order, or at the very least, he was in charge of weeding out the unsavory elements, considering that he was supposedly in charge of the Lotus Assassins. When you say the world may join you in being haunted, what do you mean?
Your people were guardians, but we did not have a clear idea of what. It is tied to your destiny. I will explain if you want me to move on.
Well then, let's move on. Tell me what this has to do with my destiny.
You were meant for something important, but because of my actions it was denied you. Stories about ghosts, the assassin on the beach, you are tied to this. Our dead no longer drift to the underworld. They wander, lost, going mad. In time they may overwhelm the living. It began when your people were destroyed.
Why haven't I witnessed this? Or myths and legends start making sense. Let's go with this one. Why haven't I witnessed this?
We are on the edge of the Empire, and not all spirits make their presence known. We are not immune, but I kept you isolated. This information could endanger you. The first assassin found us by accident. The next attack may not be so unfocused. To fix the world, you may threaten the power of some dangerous people. The Spirit Cave will make things as clear as they can be. Only you are meant to understand what is within. You will see the corruption of the spirit realm for yourself.
So I guess, is it safe? Does this tunnel lead to the cave somehow? The entrance couldn't be here, could it? Or why is it part of the school? Well, I guess my first question is it safe?
No, but few places truly are. This has been a lot to comprehend, so take your time. There are instructions inside, and something that belongs to you, an amulet. When you emerge, you will know more about yourself and your destiny than I can explain, and you will better know your enemy.
Which we will learn next time. We've had a lot to digest on this one, learning about our supposed destiny, the Wanderer of the Spirits, Assassin Order, finding out that our master is the middle brother of the Imperial family. It's a lot to take in, and we'll get more into that next time. Now, but Anansi, you've been awesome, and I'll catch you later. Deuces.